Hello, and welcome to or back to the Rock Shop. Will here. In this video, I'm going to inspect 2.5 gallons of agate, petrified wood, and jasper that I found at the Yellowstone River. Let's have a look. All right, here's the bucket. The top half will be inspected in this video. The bottom half will be inspected in the next video. All right, here's half of the 5-gallon bucket, wetted and ready to be inspected. Nice smaller water line. Nice clear polisher. Maybe some banding faintly once it's polished up. Maybe not. Pretty opaque. Definitely needs a polish. We'll see what happens after that. Kind of a blue tint. Probably some banding. Definitely be brought out with the polishing. Probably be very nice, actually. Kind of a standard, smaller piece of petrified wood that you'd find on Yellowstone. Probably the most common variety in the upper Yellowstone. Okay, kind of an opaque orange agate, the quartz filling. Probably some banding around the quartz. A few dendritic features. Might look pretty nice with a good polish. If the polish brings out the banding around the quartz centers. The rest of it's pretty roughed up on the outside for the most part. All right, quartz center again, broken off of a bigger piece, some banding around the quartz. Pretty nice polished. Very dark. Definitely needs polish. All right, some moss. A little more moss features there. A little on the opaque side. Will look pretty nice with the polish though. Bring out some of the dendritic features. Then you'd be able to see just how clear it is. It's pretty clear though. Kind of the same thing. A little rougher exterior though. Faint banding. Very clear though. All right, a little darker, a little bluer. More dendritic features. Be a nice polisher. All right, very clear. A lot of host stone on this one. Pretty opaque, pretty clear. Well, pretty opaque, not very clear. Both the polish, maybe some banding around that. All right. A nice piece for the rock garden, or maybe a terrarium. Another one about the same thing. This variety of petrified wood, if it has veins of chalcedony running through it, and you cut through those veins in the right way, it's pretty nice. The inside is black. The chalcedony is usually blue or white, and it contrasts real nice with the interior of the stone. It's my favorite cut, petrified wood actually. But it must have the veins of chalcedony running through it. This one doesn't look like it does. All right, here's a nice moss agate. I can see some banding. This needs a polish. More banding around that. It's pretty rough though. So the polish will help. A little more banding there. Some polishing to help see what's going on inside and know what to do with it after that. I think a good polish would probably do the job on this one. Waterline. Some dendritic features, few, not much, a little opaque, kind of bluish. Probably pretty nice with the polish. Kind of a greenish host stone remains. Portion of the agate here does have this greenish host stone still on it. I have some bigger ones that show this as well. I'll show those later when I get to them. But you'll still find a lot of agate here that has this greenish looking host stone on it. Fairly opaque. Needs a polish. Alrighty. Good for the rock garden or a fish tank. Another one for the rock garden or fish tank or terrarium. Same. All right, banding. A couple different types of dendritic features. Some of the white crusty still left. Host stone impressions. This would be a good polisher. All right, pretty opaque. Definitely needs a polish. How much the polish helps, we'll see. Right. Some faint banding. Look good with the polish. That would be interesting with the polish. Pretty opaque. That would look interesting with the polish. A little bluish. Whether that remains or not after it's polished, wait and see. It's good for the rock garden. Pretty rough. Can't really see what's going on inside. Start with the polish. Then use that to decide whether to polish more or stop or cut. Right, the reddish house stone. Some of the agate has this as well. The red house stone. Not a lot of the agate has the house stone in it still around here, but some of it does. Most of it does not. And you do not find pieces of house stone with big pieces of agate in it. Only smaller, tiny pieces of agate. Have a nicer piece of petrified wood, a little jasperized, a little agatized. Some banding, so look good with the polish. Sometimes a cut too. Little waterline. Nice waterline. All these will be nice polishers and will be filler in between the larger stones. Then when they've served their purpose, they are polished as well. It's pretty much all quartz, just a little bit of agate on the outside. This could be pretty nice polished up. This will be a nice banded stone. Polish it should be pretty amazing actually. Right. Very orange. Kind of opaque. It will look pretty good with the polish. Bring out some of that banding. Sometimes a cut. Kind of the same thing. Give it a polish and see how well it displays the banding. It's a nice looking piece of petrified wood. See some veins of chalcedony. Pretty good grain. Maybe a little agatized in parts of it. Boy, this is an agate or more of an opaque prairie agate. Give it a polish and see what happens. Some of the rocks here will be right in between the two of those. Looks like this on the outside, but it's actually a pretty nice agate on the inside. But sometimes not too. All right, look pretty nice with the polish. Good for the fish tank. And the same. That would be interesting with the polish. Agate sandwich, quartz filling, slice of agate on either side. Could be some nice banding in there though. Polish would let you know. All right, a little darker. Very polishable. All right, a classic clear nodule. Maybe some banding. Give it a polish. Find out. All right, some minor dendritic features on the surface. Look good with the polish. Maybe a little banding. Yeah. All right, a little more dendritic. A lot of the white stuff on the surface still. A little bluish here, looks like. Be a good polisher. Very opaque. More like a prairie agate. Polish it and go from there. All right, kind of the same. Maybe some banding. Give it a good polish and see what happens. All right. Kind of a rough agate, but a lot of host stone impressions, but also pretty cool looking. Be a tough one to polish with a lot of smaller stones around it. Maybe. That's pretty rough looking, but wild looking agate. All right, a little banding. Definitely use a polish. And the same thing here. Could look pretty cool with the polish. Pretty rough, but good filler and could use a polish. Same. Same. It's a nice piece of wood. I see some banding. That would look pretty cool with the polish. An orange one. Orange on some sides and others. Very faint banding. That can come through in a polish. That'll be pretty nice looking. How much banding comes through on these really clear ones after they're polished? We'll see. Gonna find out on all of them. All right, some more interesting banding, I think. All right, just a piece of wood that has a lot of jasper and a lot of chalcedony. It's nice looking. Give it a good polish and see what it looks like. See a little banding in there. Kind of an opaque surface. All right, some banding. A bit of quartz up there. Give it a polish, maybe a cut or two, depending on how it turns out. All right, kind of light dendritic features throughout the surface. Quartz filling. Banding probably around the quartz and the agate portion. The banding around the quartz is usually pretty nice. Not all the time, but usually. All right, classic moss agate, small one. Very opaque. Some faint banding. All right, more of a moss agate. A little bit on the blue side. Pretty rough exterior. Kind of light dendritic features throughout. Section of waterline. Got a blue hue to it. Be a good candidate for polishing. All right, a bigger waterline. A few dendrites. Pretty clear though. That needs a good polish. Good polishing in one piece. Little banding. Some of these smaller agates are nice banded agates. I'll give them a light polish and maybe a cut. All right, a little banding on the inside there. Be a good candidate for a polish. Very rough, very opaque. All right, pretty opaque. Maybe some fortifications, maybe a few fortifications, maybe not. Give it a good polish, see what happens. All right. Interesting banded agate. So it'll look pretty cool with the polish. Bring all that out and highlight it. It's like a waterline section through there. Yeah, at the right polish, this would be a cool piece. Kind of rough and bland on the other sides. Not very impressive. However, more impressive. Very small piece of filler, but very clear. All right. This agate has a lot of quartz in it. As you can see, there's a little bit of agate on the surface, on the outside of that quartz pocket. Might be interesting with the polish. Very wore down. All right, that is it. Thank you for joining me here at the Rock Shop. Hope you enjoyed the content. There's more on the way. Have a good day.